Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gulfstream Park, and welcome to Gulfstream Today. Track announcer Pete Aiello, joined by not the ace handicapper extraordinaire. No. Today is Friday, the expert, Ron Nicoletti.
Yeah, you're going to try and beat me this afternoon. If you're not aware of what we're talking about, we have a great contest going on. It's called Beat the Expert. And there you see, I was trying to look mean in that picture, Pete, with my hands clenched. I look like a jerk instead. But if you can beat me, pick more winners than me, you got a chance to win one of those cool polo shirts, that I'm wearing with Beat the Expert right on the sleeve, and you get the most important part of it, you get bragging rights.
Yeah, I still can't wait for somebody on track to win, so I can enjoy the great sideshow that they would be harassing you. It's must-see TV. Well, I think we should bring him on the show.
Yeah, but that would be good. We can bring him on here and congratulate him. But that did not happen last week. No one beat the expert last week. And I hate saying expert when I'm talking about myself. Of course, it's so far from the truth. But that's what the contest is called, and let's see how you can do it. Nobody beat me last week. See if you can beat me today.
What was it you said last week? It was the best comment ever. You said, even a blind acorn finds a squirrel once in a while.
Yeah, I had a little backwards there, so it was a thing. You know, we had some rain last night, Pete.
Yes, we did. So we have a main track that's labeled good, a turf course that's labeled good, and 10 races on the card today. Rainbow Six lives to fight another day. We do have a carryover in that, but more on that momentarily. Instead, let's take a look at the wagering menu, which includes the Rainbow Six. But before we get to the Rainbow Six, we have a super high five carryover. Pretty nice figure, $6,637.
Yeah, we mentioned this yesterday. When you get 7 runners in the field, they really play this thing. I'm expecting this just to skyrocket as far as the pool goes. You got a chance to win it. Only 7 runners in race number 1. We also got the first of 2 pick 5s in that race, and I'll be giving you a ticket in just a couple of moments for my early pick 5, Pete.
Yeah, and I won't jump the gun like I did yesterday. Then we'll move to the Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six begins in race number 5 with the 10-race format. $13,593 carried over in the Rainbow Six today.
Yeah, it's been building. Looks like it had about $7,000 each day left over. They're betting much more into it, but we keep, we had 30% to the pool, 70% given out to the winners of that day. And we end the day with a 10-race card with our last pick 5 in the afternoon, and it is a 50-cent wager, a very, very attractive bet.
Indeed it is, and we have 10 races to get to today, so let's delve right into the racing action. 1 mile on the main track to start the day. Claiming price here is $6,250. A field of 7, as we touched on, a horse making a barn change on the rail, Eskin Lady, to a good jockey and good trainer combination, but the current favorite and your top selection, number 2, Soflatara.
Yeah, let's show you my early pick 5 ticket, and you'll see I went 3 deep in here with 1, 2, and 4 because I had the luxury of going with Drama Club in the second race to single it. I went 3 deep in the other 3 races, $40.50. I think Drama Club is the logical choice today. And when you got a single, you can spread in these other races. I did go with number 2, Sol Fatata, on top of my ticket. This one is dropping to this level today of $6,250. Broke a step slow in that race. Finished 3rd as the favorite. 10 condition claimers at the distance. Larry Bates, our leading rider. Tyler Gaffalione in the saddle today.
Yeah, I think this field is a pretty evenly matched group, so if Soflatara does end up going heavily favored, might be a good idea to spread and try to hope that she gets beat in here. Number 1, as I mentioned at the top of this race, Eskin Lady makes a barn switch here today. She was a winner 2 starts back, and last time out she went 5.5. Not sure that's what she wants to do. She's not proven she can take her speed a mile either, but we'll try it again today.
Yeah, she moved to the Safi Joseph Jr. barn after the claim stretches out to this mile distance, encountered some traffic at the quarter-mile pole, and finished 50 and similar. That was going 5.5. You mentioned the jockey too, Apprentice Lane Luzzy, will be in the saddle. Peter closed it out with sheer chance. Second at this distance on the dirt. That was against $10,000 claimers. It was back on July 8th. Now goes back to the main track after coming up empty in a 12.5 claimer, going a 2-turn mile on the turf. So the old turf to dirt, and of course 1 mile here is a 1-turn race.
Yeah, that's also very important. Horses have a natural tendency to carry their speed farther when you're going 1 turn as opposed to 2 turns. Sheer chance off the turf certainly looks like a logical contender, especially with the fact that the last time she raced against Soflatara, she did beat Soflatara. Second race of the afternoon is on turf at 5 furlongs. The turf course, again, is good. $16,000 the claiming price in this race. We have a field of 7. All eyes will be on number 2, Drama Club, going for 4 in a row.
Yeah, as you mentioned, already a 4-time winner. A 3-year-old faces 16 condition claimers after returning from that freshening to win her 3rd consecutive turf sprint. That was against $30,000 condition claimers, so fits the race shape and the conditions perfectly. And Drama Club is going to be odds-on in this spot. other couple of horses I threw in there was the 6-5 Wars, getting some class relief today. First race in showing speed and fading, but that was a pair of 25 optional claimers. Rodriguez is the trainer, Tyler Gaffleone. So if Drama Club doesn't make it number 5, maybe a horse like 5 Wars gets up to win it.
Well, 5 Wars won't get up to win it. He'll hold sway to win it. He'll be in front of Drama Club in the early stages. I think Drama Club's a horse that I personally will try to beat. He continues to take tumbles down the class ladder. Part of that is the fact that he is a 3-year-old at this time of year, and if you're not a stakes or allowance horse, sometimes it's tough to get in the right spot. So Drama Club continues to be aggressively placed, continues to be razor sharp. Another horse who continues to be razor sharp has not lost since resuming from a very extended vacation. Number 5, Pioneer Pete. He's won each of his last 2 races and did so in going away fashion. He's on the improve for Luca Panici.
Yeah, he's up there at 6-1. He's got Luca Panici, who's just been riding in great form on the turf. Another horse you might want to throw in the ticket if you're not in agreement with singling the Drama Club like I did, Storming Inti, dropping to this level, turning back to 5/8, dual for lead, faded at the quarter pole, I believe, in that race to get 30,000 condition claimers. That was going around 2 turns, 7.5. I think this horse can sit behind the speed. Someone goes up and challenges a horse like 5 Wars or something like that. This horse might be able to grab a share, but I think it all goes through Drama Club.
Well, it certainly does, and if you don't use single Drama Club, you almost have to go 5 or 6 deep in here. Might as well punch the all button after that. Third race of the day is the Friday feature at 6 furlongs, an allowance optional claiming event for a $44,000 purse. We have 2 stakes winners in here, one of them graded in Speechify, but the storyline here is number 2, Mr. Baker, hasn't been seen since October of 2014. That was at Keeneland, taking on the eventual Breeders' Cup Sprint winner, Work All Week.
Yeah, you know, a small 5-horse field, but so interesting. I started it off with the 5 Speechify. It's going back to its best surface today, returned from an approximate 7-month layup to finish a useful 6. That was the $75,000 turf sprint. Ralph Nix, graded stakes winner, this horse, training sharply for the surface switch. I want to show you a stat from Ralph Nix over the last 5 years. A second start off the layup, turf to dirt, 4 for 25, 16%, 48% in the money with a $1.70 ROI. And Speechify, Pete, I want to ask you this before we get up, talk about Mr. Baker. Do you think that race was a nice setup for going back to the main track today?
Well, I was just looking at Speechify's past performance lines, and I'm trying to make a case for the fact that he's not tailed off as much as it shows in the lines. And certainly any race that he ran on turf, throw it out. He doesn't like the turf. It's fascinating to me they would even try him on it a 3rd time after his first 2 races weren't great. I mean, they weren't bad. His race against Golden Emperor was fine, and then 2 starts back in the Mr. Prospector last December, he only lost to XY Jet. So, I mean, he's taking a substantial class drop here today.
Well, Mr. Baker, multiple stakes-winning sprinter, has been burning up the Gulfstream Park West training track. Preparation for the first start, about 22 months. It's Ralph Zadie, Edgar Zayas, named to ride. This horse who runs like it's working in the morning could be dangerous in the spot.
Well, even if he doesn't have his best stuff, I still think off the shelf with his fast workout pattern, he's the one to beat in here, and with the 2-post, he should be able to secure the lead rather easily. It'll be just a question if some of the class of Speechify tries to get after him, or if Master Blender puts some pressure on him. That is his stablemate, Master Blender.
Yeah, the longer part of the young couple entry, you know that routine, turning back to 3/4, dual for lead, weekend to finish 5th. It was in the sea of grass, which was 6.5 furlongs. I think the race also goes through either Mr. Baker, Speechify, Mr. Baker. You never know, one of these other horses might jump up. And if you got the wherewithal, you go last, all in the last. You don't believe what we're telling you about these horses, you go all here, only 5 horses in that race.
I think the strategy is either you single Drama Club and buy this race, or buy the Drama Club race and single here. I don't think you want to do both, or if you do want to do both, maybe have multiple tickets so you can have it multiple times if you're right about both races.
Well, let's go to race 4, do you think?
Race number 4 on turf at a mile and a 16th, claimers of the $10,000 variety. Very interesting race indeed here, a field of 7 going to post. Number 5, Zippy Zappy, ran a heck of a race last time out. I want to show you that replay, and I want to show you because I want to ask you. You always like to ask me questions. I never get to ask you any. So I'm going to ask you questions, and you can draw your own conclusions from this backtrack. We'll take a look at it now. Zippy Zappy on the far outside. The eventual winner is Quite the Issue, who's just to his inside. Quite the Issue, the 8-horse. Now, Zippy Zappy under a full head of steam on the outside. Watch this, Ronnie. Zippy Zappy looks like he's going right by. Does he hang, or does Quite the Issue come back on him? That's what I want to know. Zippy Zappy at every point thought he was going to get up. Quite the Issue turned him away.
To me, it looked like he hung a little bit.
Okay.
You know, in my estimation, it looked like he had it. Or, you know, any given day, one horse on the inside was a little gamer. You know, maybe he responded to the little bit of the Festatus to move forward in there. And
What was that term?
Festatus, that's a whip. Old jockey, old saying here at the racetrack. Probably dating myself with that one. But, I mean, I thought Zippy Zape were in a great race, got it on my ticket, but I went a different way, just a little different way. I went with, I think, the morning line favorite, Britannia's Motor, stepping up to the next level. Went up, set the pace, drew clear to defeat 10-2 lifetime claimers at the distance. Marcial Navarro, sharp winning consecutive races. Zippy Zape, I think those are the two logical horses in there. I think Zippy Zape's going to sit behind the speed of Britannia's Moat and others. Now, the horse that I did not put on the ticket, and I put it on third, and that was Simperfall. Third behind Simperpole, however, Simperpole. The third behind the hard-knocking group of 16 condition claimers last out. One of those horses, Dave Holt, is coming back to run tomorrow, Mongolian Sunday. Dropping to this level, hoping that class relief. Here's my problem with this horse, Pete. Hasn't won in 12 races this year. Well, 11, and this going to be the 12th. So shaky as the morning line favorite, at least in my estimation.
Well, he should have won 3 starts ago, but I don't want to relive that. I picked him right on top on this program at odds of 37-1, and he finished second, and he should have won. So.
Well, you know, I mean, he's a logical contender on the drop in here. He faced some better competition last time out, but I'm going to let him beat me. You know, I'm going to put him on my try ticket, but, you know, 11 races this year with no wins. It's going to be a shaky proposition for me.
Well, he also has the problem that he needs pace to chase, and I do agree with you that Britannia's Moat's going to clear this field rather easily. On top of the fact that he's sharp right now, that might be the right way to go.
Yep, so I went 4, 5, and as I mentioned, the morning line favorite, put him in third.
Well, we're going to take a brief timeout. When we come back, a recap of yesterday's pancake wagers, new pancake wagers for Ronnie and I, and a preview of his Rainbow Six. Don't go away.
Hey everyone, I'm Acacia Courtney, and I want to tell you about a fun contest that we have going on. It's called Beat the Expert. Every Friday, if you're able to pick more winners than me or my co-host Ron Nicoletti, then you will have the chance to win a free polo shirt that says that you beat the expert. Go to facebook.com/GulfstreamPark to enter and use hashtag #BeatTheExpert to let us know that you're playing. Bring it on.
Back now with a preview of the Rainbow Six on the program. Race number 5 here today. And this will be, before we get to the Rainbow Six and before we get to race number 5, as you know, if you're a regular watcher of this telecast, Ronnie and I are not bashful about having side wagers. Yesterday we had 2 side wagers. I won the first one. Ronnie won the second one. So the current tally for breakfast owed, pancake wagers, if you will, 1-0 in favor of Ronnie.
Yeah, no, I think you mentioned this because you don't like the horse I have on top. First, let's show you my Rainbow Six ticket. Then you can take your shot at my selection. 3 deep, 3 deep, 3 deep, 3 deep. Race number 9, the 7 horse in there, I think is absolute piece of candy against this level of competition. That's Rich Daddy in race number 9. 3 in the last, $48.60. I have Niagara Star on top of my ticket. And let me tell you why, and I want to understand why you don't like this horse. Cutting back to 1 turn mile on the main track, removing the blinkers this afternoon after 1 race only. They tried the blinkers. After opening an early 3-length lead, finishing second against $12,500 maidens going 2 turn mile on the turf. She looks like the only speed in here to me. On paper, she's the only speed, is why I put her on top. She, even though she sheds the blinkers this afternoon, looks like the controlling speed. You tell me who else is going to be on the lead, and maybe I'll buy you some silver dollar pancakes.
I don't care who's going to be on the lead. Niagara Star ran once on the dirt, did not register a buyer figure, had everything her own way that day, got beat 31 lengths while finishing last. This isn't turf. This is dirt. and I'm going against Niagara Star. I don't even care. Who do you want? I'll take Manana. I'll give you a fair shot. Yesterday, by the way, I had a 26-1 shot that beat his 3-1 shot. I won't make such a big disparity today, but I will pick Scorpion Dancer to outrun Niagara Star.
Okay, Scorpion Dancer. So that's our bet. If you're keeping track at home, these are silver dollar pancakes that we get at the Pancake House, or anything else you want and that you want. Now, my second horse is Manana, wheeling back in 7 days and stretching out to a mile after rallying to finish a distant third against Simler. That was going 5.5 furlongs. It was last Friday. Antonio Sano, very limited sampling with the 1 to 7 day layoff. He's about 15%. He doesn't do it often, but Manana wheeling back in 1 week.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens if she can get the the 1 turn. She's in good form. She looks like the best horse on resume in here, at least under.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, she's the one to beat. Mine was my number 1 Niagara Star was a speed play, and according to Pete, this horse has no speed. So number 6.
No, I didn't say that. No speed. No, she has speed. She has no shot, is what I said.
Scorpion Dancer, the horse that Pete picked, is returning to the main track, broke slowly from the rail, finished 5th, beaten 3 lengths. That was a 12-5 maiden test, going 7.5. I see this as a wide open affair. When you're putting your Rainbow Six ticket together, you saw I used 3 horses here. If you like, you're in agreement with a single somewhere down the line like I was, maybe you go deeper in here and you go with the all button.
Yeah, this isn't a race you want to get beat in, that's for darn sure. Race number 5, the start of the Rainbow Six, the race we're just talking about. We'll turn our attention now to race number 6 on the program, 7.5 furlongs over the turf. Now, these are 2-year-olds. None of the horses in here have ever been 2 turns on the turf.
Yeah, 7.5 furlongs, as you mentioned, and you got a colt in here, Taco, who are going to show his performance last time out. Then you got a couple of fillies in this race. So along with the colts, you got a couple of fillies in Spicy and Martha's Valentine. Now, Taco is going to face winners, but I like this horse's performance last time out, and I know you were in agreement of this because you saw the video. I just want to show you early on, this horse has to steady in the early going up here, going into the far turn. And, not a great steady, but just had to, get off the brake, sort of, changed its momentum and everything like that. Now you switch to the stretch. This horse really, really went well at the top of the stretch home. You see Taco there just going on with it. And I just think that this one is the one to beat off that performance. But, Pete, you made a great point. They're stretching out around 2 turns, everybody in the race for the first time, so it's a lot of guesswork here.
Yeah, but that's the reason why we're showing you this backtrack. Taco looked like a horse that doesn't have any problem adding real estate. Certainly the pedigree would indicate he's not going to have any trouble adding real estate. He's by Gio Ponte on the top side out of a King Kugat mare. Both of those horses very good going long on the grass.
Let's show you a stat on Taco from the trainer Efrain Loza Jr. over the last 5 years. A winner last time out on the turf. 6 for 29, 30%, 55% in the money, $2.36 ROI. So not only did the horse look good, had a little bit of early trouble, closed strongly to win it. The barn does very well with this type of move. So lots of things to like about number 6, Taco.
The other thing that you can like about Taco, he is the only male winner on turf. All of the other horses in here that have won on turf are fillies.
Yeah, and one of those is Spicy's the daughter of High Cotton, stretching out around 2 turns, and you'll hear that a lot because everybody in this race is doing it. After shaking off trouble at the 8th pole, lacked a little bit of room, defeated $35,000 maidens going 5/8. But the breeding on this horse, too, suggests no problem with the added real estate in here. High Cotton certainly can handle, the 7.5 furlong distance, which on the turf course here, 7.5 is closer to a mile than it is to 7.5.
That's true, very true. Very good point indeed. Always pay attention on the turf here at Gulfstream to the run-up figures. They're definitely relevant.
Yeah, and the other horse, another filly in here that I threw on my ticket, Pete, was Martha's Valentine, the daughter first due, trying this distance, shipped in from Churchill Downs into the Michelle Nihei barn, and rallied to 3 wide to defeat 35,000 maidens going 5/8. Luca Panici, this is his running style if he chooses to come from off the pace and then get side. This is a horse that you have to pay attention to. Taco on top of my ticket, but I used all 3 on my Rainbow Six ticket.
Yeah, it's probably a good plan. Formal was an impressive winner. That was going 5/8 on the main track. Now we try turf. Now we try 2 turns. But visually impressive. That would maybe be the French player in this race. Race number 7, 6 furlongs on the main track. Claimers of the $6,200 variety. We race non-winners to 2, the category in here. A field of 7. And in this race number 7 on the program, we have no scratches or jockey changes. What do you do with Daddy's Pride? She looks a lot to me like Niagara Star, who 2 races on dirt were ugly, but she takes a drop in class.
I didn't use her.
All right.
I went with Red Hot and Boom, and that is the number 1 with a great name, and you'll hear Pete go boom Gulfstream, if it wins, dropping to this level today. He's stretching out to 3/4 after responding last time to a surface switch with a 4th-place finish. That was against 12-5, 2 lifetime claimers, going 5.5. I think the drop down, even though it's sort of a lateral move, is the logical choice here for number 1, Wet Red Hot and Boom. I think that's second choice on the morning line.
I like it.
Yeah?
I like it.
Oh, good. Well, let's talk about the 4 Cherries win now that I'm on a roll. This one is cutting back to 3/4 of a mile. Rallied to finish finish 4th behind next out winners, Lady Nura and High Rapid Lady. So it was a fruitful 6,250 claimer going 6.5 furlongs. So the old key race angle.
Well, yeah, she'll need something to run at. She finished up very well last time out. She'll be charging hard when it matters. Cherie's win from the back.
What'd you think about the morning line favorite in here, number 6, Manhattan Moxie, dropping a notch on the claim scale, turning back to this distance after returning from the freshening, showed speed, weakened to finish 4th against 8-2 lifetime claimers going a mile. Yeah, that's the way I thought about it. I mean, on the ticket, 7 horses. It's in 3rd, but I thought the other 2, Red Hot and Boom and Cherry's win, were much more exciting than Manhattan Moxie.
Just not trying to take shots. I just can't make a case. The horse had an opportunity to win last time out. Went favorite, didn't win. All of her best races have been on turf. You know, no thanks.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I was turning the page. I thought you were done.
Okay, easy, Bob Seeger. Let's wait to turn the page now. Race number 8 on the program is on turf at 5 furlongs. Claimers of the $20,000 variety. We start the late pick 3 with this race. This race, very, very competitive. I didn't think the 7th race was all that difficult. I thought you could get by with maybe just the 1 and 4,
right.
But no such luck here, even with the 2 scratches. Scratch number 6, Talitha Coombe. Scratch the 8, Lady Red Love. 6 will go. Can 0 out secure the rail and the lead?
Well, this is interesting because you wanted to show the backtrack of the number 1, 0 out, and I wanted to show the backtrack of the number 2, Our Sweet Exchange. 0 out is dropping to the $20,000 level after the 2-race win streak ended. She set a pressured pace. She got nipped for second, 30 condition claimers. Wesley Ward, MCL Jaramillo handling the inside post. Now, Our Sweet Exchange. Let's go back and show you this horse's performance, which I just thought, and I want to ask you, Pete, because you said I always ask you a question. We're going to take it from the top of the stretch. Gets carried out wide here in the race with the 0 out. You'll see it as they come into the stretch here. And I'm, here she gets. Was that the move that cost her the win?
No.
No?
She wasn't going to win anyway, I don't think. The horse on the inside, Lady Coventry, was making a good start for Ralph Nix. She won well. 0 out, extra game. She probably should have been second there. Yeah. As you said, she set a pressured pace. It was a quick pace, and I don't think she'll have as quick a pace to deal with here today. It's like a horse like yesterday, a Moonshine Sipper. They hung around for a share after going really fast. Now they don't have to go as fast. They can hold on to win it.
Okay, now the number 5, Smoking Red Hot, moved to the Allen Hunter Barn via claim, debuts locally. After finishing a troubled 3rd, bumped at the 8th pole, beaten 2 lengths against Similar, going 5 furlongs on the Pimlico turf. The barn has been going great. Do we have to watch one? Is that your angle here?
I don't know. They've been down here a long time. My angle was that you can't win races and stuff. It's like anybody who comes to visit us here at Gulfstream Park during the wintertime. If you're coming from a colder climate and you come down here and we hit you with 85 with 175 million% humidity, it's going to take you some time to acclimate.
Well, this one's been here for a while. I think it's a logical choice on the particular. As we mentioned, the barn's going good. I mean, going into yesterday, I think they had a horse that didn't win yesterday, but they were batting about 24% in the limited amount of starters, 24 or 25 starters. So this angle, and you found it when we first arrived here. They came from Pimlico. They needed a race. They came back, and almost all of them won second out. This one is first time in Pimlico, but it's on the turf, so it's a little bit of a different angle here.
Well, and this horse has also been here almost 30 days now. Has some excellent workouts. Horse appears to be going very well here.
Okay, I'm not changing. I'm just getting ready.
Just fixing your pen. Just dump me a dead air.
No, I'm waiting for the next race.
Next race, 9th race. How about that? It comes after 8. 9th race on the main track at 1 mile. This race is the first half of the late daily double. Piece of candy for Ronnie, number 7, Rich Daddy.
I'll tell you why. Rich Daddy, the 7, is dropping into this $10,000 starter option claim. We saw a horse do this yesterday after returning from the layoff last Friday to finish 3rd behind a multiple stakes winner called Your Dreams Are Mine. That horse won the Bull Gator, won the Unbridled Stakes, and that was a $62,500 optional claimer at the distance. He's absolutely the one to beat in this spot. He fits the conditions. We mentioned this ad nauseum over the last few days. Horses that can fit these conditions, and Rich Daddy is certainly that. And, was flattered by Your Dreams of Mine, who's a really nice horse.
Well, a lot of times in handicapping, the first thing I like to do is try to establish who the favorite is and then try to figure out why the horse can get beat. Right. In the case of Rich Daddy, it's easy to figure out why he's favored, but it's very difficult to figure out why he's going to get beat. Lots of things to like here.
Yeah, number one, Cheech Thunder is stepping up the competition, posted 3 consecutive victories, second straight score at the 1 mile distance, but it's against 6,250 condition claimers. So I'm giving this a horse a play because of the recent consistency, maybe a minor reward in here.
Cheech Thunder's good right now. I don't think he's as good to tackle Your Dreams or Mine, but or that's who Rich Daddy's been running against. But at some point you have to complete the exacta. They don't pay the exacta with just the winning horse.
And number 3, Crazy Frank C, named after Frank Calabrese, but this one moved to the Marcion Navarro barn via the claim. Stretches out to a mile after dueling throughout and holding on to defeat 6,250 claimers. Here's another horse. I keep mentioning 6,250 claimers in this race that have run well in their last start. But Rich Daddy,
at a 0. He's running against $62,000 claimers. He literally is.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, that's why Rich Daddy was singled on my ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very easy race to talk about. A race that's tougher to talk about, but it's definitely that's been the way it goes. Race number 10, the Friday finale on turf at 5 furlongs. Scratch the 1, 3, and unless it rains, you'll also be able to take out the 9. On paper, this race might be a foregone conclusion. Nautical N taking a tumbling drop in class, trying to get career victory number 1.
Yeah, plummeting to the 12.5 level, turning back to 5/8 after showing early interest and fading to get beat. Double-digit lengths against maiden special weight competition going a mile at Stay Forks. Eddie Castro handling the free fall this afternoon. Nautical N, are they just looking for a win? Are they trying to tell us something on top of my ticket? A little shaky there.
I think Nautical N's dropping for the victory, just my opinion. I mean, I think that the owners of Leblongs have plenty of horses, so that if they lose Nautical N for 12.5, it's not any big deal.
Number 5, Dolce Surprise, should be primed and ready, I believe, to offer more. You look at the last race, set the fractions. The early fraction was real quick. 21-3, they went 45.5 before getting out kicked and settling for third at this level and distance. It is Antonio Sano, and it is Tyler Gaffleone in the saddle again.
Dolce Surprise improved nicely, and you and I were on this program and thought that would take place. The winner, Great South Bay, came from the back and dropped in class. The runner-up, I'm a Tornado, went wide and closed up for second. But they were the 2 favorites in that race. I like the progression. Not surprised with it. Sano horses tend to do that. They get better and better and better.
Yeah, I closed it out with Sweet Cookie, making a third start back from the 5-month layoff. Attended the early pace, got caught late, finishing third and second, respectively. This level and distance, Luis Castillo in the saddle today.
Yeah, I guess this race isn't as tough as some of the finales lately anyway, because on paper it looks like definitely 4, 5, and 6 are the key contenders.
Yeah, and we're gonna and the main track only still in if it doesn't rain, like you mentioned. So you're dealing with a 6-horse field here.
Well, that takes care of the analysis action. 33 minutes now to first race post time. If you're playing the Beat the Expert contest, just get your selections in before the first race using the hashtag Beat the Expert on Twitter and Facebook. And your Beat the Expert play of the day is race number 5, play against Niagara Scar. You'll be jumping on the bandwagon. Just a little advice for anyone who
What do
wants
you
to
own, a T-shirt company or something, or the polo shirt company, I should say?
Well, hey, listen. I like a little controversy. We've said it numerous times, so.
Pancakes.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Well, he's going to have more for you, folks, in about 20 minutes with a rehash of race number 1. I'll be back momentarily with a reprise of today's program changes. Good luck today at Gulfstream Park.